Ready, Freddie? Let's do this. The professional. Second trait. All right. So we're going to do that next. Mechanic, as you guys saw, the theme is coaching, exercises, formats, the 3 C's, working smarter, not harder. We kind of got that one under wraps. The professional is about other topics, okay? So this one is a fun one, all right? So we're going to do this R2 exercise, and basically we're going to put one up and then we'll do the other, okay? So if you guys can kind of help me create a nice exhaustive list. Let's get it from top to bottom. How do we measure results in a client? Physically, right? Like, I don't know, I'll put up one to get us started. Lose inches. Okay? What else do we do in terms of their body?
Specifically, how do we measure them physically?
No, just like, how does a client know I'm getting results? Like, what words do they say?
Losing body fat.
You've helped me. There you go.
Sleeping better. Clothes fit.
Okay.
Endurance in the gym.
Clothes fit. Yep. Endurance.
Confidence.
Okay. Compliments, you said? All right. I like that.
Increased energy in the back.
Got it. Let's keep going all the way to the bottom.
Performing better at home or work or just,
I've had people say that they have better relationships.
yeah.
Okay. Did you say like focus or productivity? Like, okay. What else? Biometrics? Yep. Okay. What about another one? Stronger.
Reduce in medication.
Yes, that's what I was waiting for. Off meds. A few more.
Less pain. Self-esteem. Obviously scale.
Yeah. That's why all the guys are training here, by the way. I want you guys, ladies to know if you don't know. All right. Relationships. Okay, that's the second R. So, my question with this is, how do you measure you have a relationship with a client? Okay, so my gimme here will be inside jokes, right? There's certain clients you have inside jokes, and there's some that you don't. So think of your best clients, my buddies, my favorite. I love that person because ... Now start shouting those out.
Touch, physical touch, like
We could say trust and ability to physically, to touch physically. No. Yep.
Communication outside the
There you go.
engagement.
Yep.
Being asked to be a part of their lives, like weddings and birthdays,
Yes.
things like that. Them sharing pictures of family members and
Babysitting the dogs.
current situation.
Here's a story we had happened when I do it. It's true.
I believe it.
Yeah.
What about bringing you gifts, food? How many of you guys get that? Gift cards, birthday cards. What else do your favorite clients do for you guys?
I like similar interests.
Oh, yeah.
What he means is golf.
share more than just these results, but they're like telling you about jobs and they're updating you with like
Yeah.
milestones outside of just
Yeah.
the workouts and your fitness.
Share personal updates.
They include you in a very personal.
Include intimate details. Oh, tag you in a post, yeah. Couple more.
They bring their friends and for the first time and introduce you as this is my coach.
Like that.
Tagging on to that, when their families say, do you need to talk to Coach Ruth, or do I need to call Coach Ruth when you talk, you know, like, their family members know. your
Family knows
relationship
about it.
they have.
I'm gonna put you and your impact. All right, I think that's a good enough list.
Cool. So, the results: lose inches, lose body fat, sleep better, my clothes fit, I have endurance, I have confidence, I'm getting compliments, I have more energy, my relationships are better, I'm more productive at work, my biometrics have improved, I'm stronger, I've learned more, I got off my meds, my pain is gone or reduced, I got more self-esteem, and I got a better sex life. Hello. And then relationships. You and I have inside jokes every time we get together. I trust you. You're able to physically touch me. I'm able to physically touch you professionally. Attitude adjustments, right? We're more positive. One we didn't put on here, but we said multiple times is mindset improve, right? Or actually, I would put that under results. Yeah. My mindset improved. Because some people don't get any change, but you've seen a change in how they think or how they believe. I'm talking to you outside the gym. I'm engaged here in what we're doing. I share personal events with you, family photos, dogs, bring you gifts. We have similar interests. We share personal updates with each other. I include you in intimate details, tag you in posts, introduce you as my coach, and my family knows about you and the impact you've made on me. Pretty significant things you do for this person. My question is, how much would you charge for this? Numbers. Tell me, guys, what is the value of what this list brings to someone's life? Priceless, right? So why do we get weird charging $150 to somebody? Why do we feel uncomfortable asking for that amount of money? Because does it not demonstrate in value 150 freaking bucks? It's nothing for this. This is life-changing. To me, it's like the person's looking through beer goggles, and when they get healthy, they put on HD vision goggles, and life is more vibrant. You see all the details, right? When you're unhealthy, you're looking through those fuzzy goggles, and life is not as rich, right? So like when we write down what we do, the reason I do this exercise is I just don't think we all sit down and brag on ourselves enough and say how impactful the work we do is to the people we serve. It's massive, massive, right? I would argue it is the most massive and impactful work in the world. What is more impactful than this into someone's life, right? I'm gonna live longer, I'm gonna be happier, I'm gonna have more confidence, I'm gonna have less pain. You remove so many pain points from my life, and then I basically, all these words, guys, it's a friend, it's a mentor, right? This is kind of cheesy, but to me, the best coaching movie of all time is The Karate Kid. And at the end, if you pay attention to the final line, we did it, Mr. Miyagi, we did it. He didn't say, I did it, we did it. And the final scene is a zoom in on Mr. Miyagi's face smiling. It's not even on The Karate Kid. And the movie's called that. Freeze frame his face smiling, credits roll. That's how every person in the world wants their life to be. They had the eulogy, and the person that made their life better is there smiling, right? this is way over worth $150, guys. We're undervaluing ourselves. We're undervaluing. But here's the truth. Instead of getting upset about that, we should then speak with that level of energy and enthusiasm when we're selling it. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to sell this to you for $150. And I'm going to give you all of this, right? And we always see those sales where they throw up, if you buy now, double your order, you'll get this, you'll get a bonus. There is nothing they can put on those that outweighs any of this. If you buy now, I will give you this. More endurance, more confidence, you'll get off your meds, you'll feel better. Better sex life, lose body fat, lose inches. Buy now, it's going quick. Right? There should be nothing else in the world that can play or be more important than what you're selling. But we have to message this, because just like how I brought it up to your guys' attention, if we're not selling with that level of conviction and belief, we're not going to get our clients to feel how life-changing this can be, because they could just look at it very micro, which is it's just a workout. Why $150 to get a workout? You got to zoom out and say, no, you're missing the point, Mrs. Jones. Let's show you what the workout will get to. That's like saying you booked a trip to Hawaii and you're being focused on packing the shirt into the luggage. Like, we're getting too micro. Like, yeah, you got to put the shirt in there and the jeans and the sunscreen, but you're going on a trip, right? Yes, you got to work out, you got to eat broccoli, but we're taking a trip to the promised land of health. And I'm telling you, once you go there, you don't want to go back, right? So the story I want to share with you guys when it comes to conviction is about an attorney who was defending somebody who was convicted of murder, all right? So he was reading the jury, and he looked at them and said, you know what? I don't believe that they're going to give us the not guilty verdict. They're going to vote guilty. That's kind of what I'm judging by looking at these people. They don't believe us. So I got to do a Hail Mary. So he gets in front of them and he says, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, in 60 seconds, the person that you might think my client is guilty of murdering, that person is going to walk through those doors. They're going to walk through the courtroom doors in just 60 seconds. And when they do, you'll know that he's not guilty, and you'll go to the back room and deliberate and come back with a not guilty verdict. And so the jurors are whispering and saying, this guy's crazy. What is he talking about? That person's dead. They're not going to walk through the doors. And he said, 60 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see. And he goes and he sits down next to the defendant. And so everyone's kind of whispering and they're curious. And so they look at the doors and they're just waiting. What's going to happen? 20 seconds goes by, 40 seconds, 60 seconds goes by. Everybody's eyes are glued to the door and no one walks in. And so the defense attorney stands up and he says, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the law states if you have a shadow of a doubt, you have to vote not guilty. All your eyes went to the door. I proved that you have doubt. Please go to the deliberation room, come back with a not guilty vote. And so he goes and he sits down. And they're just whispering, this guy's crazy, oh my gosh. And so they go back and then they come out and the foreman who represents the jury stands up holding his piece of paper. Your Honor, we have a verdict. We find the defendant guilty. And now the defense attorney's upset and he stands up and he says, what are you talking about? You guys had doubt. Your eyes were there. The law states if you have doubt, you got to do not guilty. What are you guys thinking? And he says, you're right. We all completely admit it. Our eyes were looking. He did not walk in, right? We showed that we had doubt. But here's the other thing, as we talked in the back, we all looked at you and the defendant, and your eyes did not look at the door, and that's how we knew he was guilty, all right? And so what that story teaches us is it's a story about conviction. You can say all the right things, but your clients are looking at your actions. So you can stand in front of that courtroom and say, you need to eat more protein, you need to drink more water, you need to work out, but what do they see? Do they see you doing that, right? Are you leading from the front? Are you doing those things that you're requesting of them? I can get mad that my clients are not on time, but am I on time everywhere I go? I can get mad my clients are enough protein. Am I eating enough protein? Guess what, guys? You can coach better when you are doing it yourself. It just comes out of you naturally. That's called leading from the front, right? But if you follow the do as I say, not as I do, people don't respect that, right? And that's kind of what that story is about. So when we're talking about the professional, first off, it leads with being convicted. Do I believe in what I'm selling that it has so much value, I cannot believe the price that I'm selling at. This is absurd, okay? Because I'll tell you right now, that's how Elon Musk feels about the Tesla. I can't believe I'm selling it for this cheap. I should charge 5x. That's how Apple feels about their products. I can't believe we're selling this price, right? We should charge double. All the premium services are actually believing they should charge more, and that's why they regularly raise their prices. Disneyland, we're gonna hike it up another 20 bucks because we know we're awesome and we know you guys are gonna flood our doors, right? So when you're delivering something amazing that makes somebody's life better, you can charge a premium, and that's kind of what I want to get into, all right? So the sale, if we talk about selling coaching, goes to the person with the most energy and enthusiasm, all right? If I get somebody dead as a doornail or somebody that's enthusiastic, they will win every time, just because sales is a transference of energy. If I just feel your energy and you're excited about it, you get me excited about it, and I just want to buy from you because you're excited, right? So if I'm excited about fitness and health and how it's going to change your life, they're just going to buy it because of how much energy I'm bringing to the transaction, okay? It also goes to the people who has the most belief in their system. If I truly believe this is your last stop, you do not need to go anywhere else. You found your home, Mrs. Jones. This is the last stop on your fitness journey. You know, put your stuff down. You're not going anywhere. You found it. We have everything you need here under one house, okay? And then it goes to the person who's the most convicted, right? If I find somebody that is selling fitness just for the paycheck, not for the passion, they will lose every time to the person that's doing it for the passion, right? We say yes to the passion, not to the paycheck. That's the person with the most conviction. But guess what? The paycheck will follow, all right? It always follows people who are passionate about something. So that's who a sale goes to. So before I even tell you what to say or how to say it, it's an energy check, right? And you can even say that with your coaching, right? People are gonna always be attracted to the most energetic coach, the most enthusiastic coach, the happiest coach, versus the boring, the mundane, and the stale coach. So it doesn't just apply to sales, it applies to everything. Our energy in life, right? How we show up. So how convicted are you, right? And I'll give you guys one final example before I get into some actual like strategies. If you were able to go back in time, right? Like this movie, Back to the Future, you found the car and you were able to find yourself, let's say you went back to the year 2000, right? 20 years ago. And you found yourself and you said you can invest in one of these. We'll just do a quick poll. You can choose Tesla or Amazon. Who would pick Tesla? And who would pick Amazon? All right, everybody's pretty much 100%. So you find your old self in the year 2000 and you say, put every stinking dollar you have into Amazon stock. It is gonna go crazy and you will be worth many, many millions, and just trust me on this. If you find a penny, you put it into Amazon. You find a dollar, you put it in Amazon. Trust me. And you find your old self and you say it to yourself, right? But let's say your old self was just kind of like not open to it, right? They were just like, no, you know, like, don't tell me what to do with my money. I'll do whatever I want. And you were walking away from yourself. How convicted would you be to turn yourself around and say, listen, stupid, every dollar, do you hear me? Every dollar, put it into Amazon, you're gonna be wildly rich. You'd be very convicted, right? You would not let yourself walk away. You would repeat yourself 3 or 4 times. My question is that happening when a client says, no, I don't wanna sign up here? Are we turning them around and say, listen, without saying stupid, listen to me, lady. You said you wanted to get your clothes to fit. You said you wanted to sleep better. You said you wanted more energy. You said you wanted these things. I have the program that gets you there. Why are we not signing up? I know you're talking about money. I know you're talking about I gotta talk to the husband. I know you gotta talk about time. But if this means as much as it does to you as it does me, then we'll figure this stuff out. We just gotta work through it. It's a problem solving thing. It's not that you can't. We just gotta figure out how are we going to get there, right? And so instead of saying, I don't have the money, say, how can I get the money? Right? Doesn't that bring better answers to you than saying, I can't? That just sounds definitive. It's done. Let's stop this conversation. I don't have the money. So that means you'll never buy anything after today. You're done. Whatever you own is what you own till you die. You're not going to buy anything, right? No, because when you find something you want, you ask yourself, how can I afford this? I guess I will put it on credit. I guess I will sell something. I guess I will get another job. I guess I will sell something in my house. I will find the money because I want that and I want it now. And people have that conversation every year when that new iPhone comes out, right? Do they have it every year when it's time for membership renewal here? Okay, I'm gonna get into why, and again, there's a reason for that, but I just wanna hit conviction. We can't let somebody walk on the first no. I don't let somebody walk until I get 3 no's from them. To the point where they're saying, get the hell away from me, because I want it to be that passionate of a no that I know they're not in the right mindset to work with me. Because if it's a soft no, it's a not yet in my brain. When it's like, no, I'm not interested, I was like, okay, that was a not yet. It wasn't a hard, get the hell away from me. When it's I don't want anything to do with it, leave me alone, then I finally back off, right? Yes, sir.
What about the client that does sign up, and then a couple days later they get file remorse?
Yes.
Cancel.
Because I never want to put the guilt on the client, because let's face it, they're quitting. They're giving up on themselves. That's what's happening. But to get them to open up, I put the weight on my shoulders. I say, where did I go wrong? How did I fail you? Where did I let you down as a coach? Because I don't want to give up on you, but I do need you to meet me halfway. Why are you ready to give up already? And just listen to their feedback, and they'll tell you, most of the time it's fear-based. What if I lose my job? What if I move? What if? And I will meet their what ifs with what if everything goes what if you don't lose the job? What if you don't move? What if you're happy as a clam? What if your body changes? What if things get better? What if you find a way to make more money because you have so much confidence? Why don't we ever what if that, Mrs. Jones? So sometimes as a coach, it does require challenging. Obviously, you got to read the client. You got to gauge a relationship. I would not challenge somebody on day one. But what I'm talking about is they're at the end of their challenge. We've been together 4 or 6 weeks. I feel comfortable to challenge when they tell me, no, I don't want to sign up, because we've spent time together, right? And that's another incident where you've been with them a while, so you should feel comfortable challenging with them because you've put in the time on the relationship. So to me, it's a challenge right there of what's going on, asking for feedback. The other thing is, I know it's challenging when you're wanting to reach out to someone who's canceling, but it needs to be that they pick up the phone or they walk in or they answer your text. What if they just ghost you and they don't pick up the phone? So we try 4 different channels. We'll DM them on Facebook, call them, text them, send them an email. And the one thing we put in our policy is we cannot process a cancellation until we hear back from you, to require and demand communication. They could go psycho, they could block it. They could say, I don't want this transaction on my credit card. At the end of the day, you know that person is mentally not prepared to go all in on the program anyway, and you just saved yourself a lot of heartache. But just that level of passion should come out of you, that I'm gonna chase you down until you block my credit card payment. I'm going to ask you to sign up again and again and again until you tell me 3 no times, not because I wanna be pushy, I'm gonna be polite and professional about it, but because you have a history of quitting on yourself, it's gonna stop here. Because that's all it is. It's whenever things get hard, I quit. Things are hard, I quit. When things get hard, I get quit. I walk into your gyms, things are hard, this workout was hard, this eating plan's hard, I quit. Until someone interrupts that and says, no more of that. I don't allow that in my gym. This is not our culture. We're not quitters. That's where you change that pattern that they've had, right? So that's kind of what we're going to talk about, guys, is getting convicted and sales, okay? Now, I talked about this a little bit. There's 2 different types of selling, all right? And by the way, selling is just persuasion. Sometimes it gets a negative connotation. Every movie, the sales guy is a bad guy. He's slimy, he's a car salesman. We say that, he's such a salesman, he's such a car salesman. It's never put in a positive way. But somebody just sold you guys lunch and you're happy as a clam, right? The food was delicious. They solved the problem. I'm hungry. They sold you, right? And it didn't take a lot of work. For some, it was just, they had a lot of reviews. I'm sold, let's go eat there. It was a place Sean gave you a review. Hey, my buddy said this place is good. I'm gonna go eat there. Somebody sold you something to solve a problem, all right? I don't have clothes, I need clothes. These are clothes I like. I will buy these clothes. Thank you for solving my problem. Got sold, right? I need a car, I need to get around from A to B. I have a car, costs this much money. Yes, I'd like to buy that car. Solve the problem. Sales is solving problems, and the way that you make the sale happen is through persuasion. So 2 different categories of sales. The first is the traditional, selling a product or a service. That's coaching with you, your supplements, a challenge program, okay? That's selling the product or service. Selling the idea is things that you want somebody to do that you get no direct money from, right? So by telling you to eat more, sleep more, move more, I don't see any dollars from that, right? That you go home and you cook some chicken, you eat it. There's no transaction for me out of that. As a coach, you'll get better results, but that's me selling you on an idea. And you guys have to do that when you have to explain why eating 800 calories is bad, or why I need to squat correctly, or why building muscle will increase my metabolism. That's all selling an idea. And if you're not good at selling it, I might not go with your idea. Somebody else on YouTube might be more persuasive, and I will follow them to do the keto diet because they spoke more articulately than you, or they just presented the data better, or they just sold me on the idea that keto is the problem solver for me, and they were just more persuasive. That's why a lot of our clients get lost to influencers and YouTube and all these crazy rabbit holes on the internet. They're really good at marketing and selling. So we have to push back and be just as good at it, right? To be able to keep people here. So, tough talks, all right? These are some examples. Willing to push back on cancel and freezes requests, right? Who here is willing to do that? I hope everybody, because that's a sign that I want to quit. I would also say, though, it's a lagging indicator. Somebody didn't wake up that day and say, that's it, I can't take it, I'm done. It's been building up over time, and if you didn't see the signs, that's something that you got to find out as a coach to get ahead of. So for things that we look at is attendance. Obviously, if they're missing in action, they're on the MIA report or lost sheep. You know, I know a couple of CRMs call it that. Week by week by week, it's an indicator that they're going to cancel here soon, right? Lack of results. Somebody will only pay you so long and not see results till they're like, that's it, I'm done. It doesn't matter how friendly we are, how many inside jokes. I paid for results. Engagement. Are they responding to your texts? Are they posting in the members group? If I'm not responding to nothing, my body has not changed, and I'm not showing up to sessions, all signs, guys, that that's a sale or cancellation happening in the process. It's your job to interrupt that and not let it, okay? Hey, I know we haven't seen a whole lot of change. I want to meet and get a game plan. When can we talk about your nutrition, right? And we quarterly on the floor when we're wrapping up sessions say, hey guys, why are you here? What are you training for? Everyone go to the whiteboard after your session today, write your name and your goal you want to achieve in the next 90 days. And we kind of just rattle everyone's cages and say, what is the purpose of you being here? What do you want? Don't say it's because I know it's supposed to be good for you, like brushing your teeth. Let's get a goal on paper. Let's figure this out and let me know how I can better serve you, right? So get ahead of these things. Don't wait for the cancellation to come in. What are we doing to be looking out for these things? But that's a tough talk, right? And we got to be willing to have it. I can't tell you how many people we've talked out of canceling and freezing because we were willing to get on a phone call and talk them out of it. And we just had to give them some clarity. A lot of them just like, hey, I honestly haven't sat down with anybody in a while and I wasn't seeing results. I was just getting frustrated and I saw this other gym, I saw this other program. I was thinking of buying this at-home program and I just wanted some results and I wasn't really getting any attention from anybody. So it's like, you got it now. You said you want to cancel, but I want to be even ahead of that. I don't want to wait till that, right? Reaching out to MIA clients, right? That's a red flag. And do you truly want every person in town at your gym? Which means when you're walking around, are you selling yourself, right? I went out with the team in New York and we went out to eat at a restaurant and 2 people had 1 week passes in their hands before we left the restaurant. That's conviction. That means everywhere I go, I am looking for my next client. It's not, oh, I'm on my lunch break. I don't want to sell anybody. I just want to eat my lunch and not talk to anybody. If you're a coach that really wants to create this in the world, you can't help but talk about it everywhere you go, right? It's on your social media. You're talking to people about it. You're handing out passes. You're becoming the fitness mayor of town, right? And so that's the level of conviction we're looking for, looking to not allow a cancel to happen, reaching out to MIA clients and just getting to know people all around town, even asking your members for referrals. Hey, do you know anybody else who's struggling with their weight loss that needs a great coach in their life? I would be honored to work with them. Can you give me their name and number today when the session's over? Like, boom, story selling, right? I got a clipboard, come and give it to me, but I want to work with your friends and family that want to lose weight. So again, these are the things that you want to be doing, all right? So we're gonna dive into you guys because a lot of what happens with a sale is money mindset, all right? And so I want to talk about that, okay? Before you can persuade anybody, you got to evaluate your money mindset. And before I go into this exercise, I want to say in every sale that you're involved with, you are half of the equation, all right? Think about that because you are conversing, so you are 50% of the conversation and they're the other 50. What I'm going to be talking about next is the stuff that you bring, your 50, because 50 is a huge part of a conversation, 50%. So you have to be mindful of what you're saying and what triggers you and what you bring from your background into a sales conversation, okay? And remember, sales conversations are selling a product or service, but they're also selling an idea, okay? So here's what I would like you guys to share. You look at this list of words. What words trigger a feeling? And if you could tell me which word that you picked and what feeling goes with it, okay? Share it. What's that?
Debt.
Debt. And what feeling? Bondage. Okay. All right. What's another word that triggers you guys? Invest. Success.
Finances, stress.
Finances, stress. Okay.
Dollars.
Dollars. Endorphins. All right. I like it. Cool. Any others?
Income.
Okay.
Security.
Good. Okay. So what I would argue, remember I said earlier, every emotion or feeling we give meaning to it. Every workshop I've done, obviously different people have different backgrounds. I would hear one person say income security, the next person would say scarcity, not enough. These are just words, guys. We attach the emotion that goes with it, right? Debt. To somebody who invests in real estate, this is smart debt. Oh yeah, I know I'm putting debt on myself because I got this like duplex, but now I got passive income. Yeah, I'll take that debt every day. But another person's like, oh, that's a car payment. That sucks. I hate having a car payment. So every single one of these words can have a good or bad connotation. It's you who decides that. You, again, attach a meaning to every word that is put in front of you. So where does that come from? Where do we even get our default settings? Where do we get our meanings from? For most of us, it's our upbringing, our childhood. And that's where mindset is built. I didn't put this in here, but basically what mindset is it's a combination of your beliefs, your thoughts, and then your behaviors, right? Opinions. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your opinions. Thoughts, beliefs, and opinions create your mindset. So what is your thoughts, beliefs, and opinions of the keto diet, right? Some people, it's awesome, I lost weight, I'm coaching all my clients on it, and some people, it's trash, it'll destroy you. That's a mindset, right? It's thoughts, beliefs, and opinions. So what I wanted to point out here when it comes to money is, I don't know if you guys know this fact, but 8 out of 10 lotto winners go broke. And these people get huge amounts of money. Like we're talking $200 to $400 million. That takes work, right? You got to wake up and spend $1 million a day to get rid of that in a short, because all these people, by the way, they lose it, funny enough, in under 6 years. That's why I say it takes work. Because if you spend $1 million every day till you die, that's okay. But these people got rid of it in an absurdly fast amount of time. How do you lose $500 million in 6 years? You have to wake up and work at it. All right? And so there's a reason behind it. First of all, I don't want to judge, but I don't know if I saw these people walk on the street, I would trust them with my money, right? They don't look like they might be the best money managers, but these are their real photos when they come in and claim the $1 million that they earned, all right? Where do they come from, right? It's a lot of times dirt poor, no money, right? Now, there's a reason that they get rid of this, and it's all up here. It's mindset. It's not what they're buying. It's their beliefs around money. Because if I give money to somebody with money and they know how to invest it, they will turn it into more money. $500 million will become 10 billion. But if I give it to somebody with no money, they will somehow find a way to get rid of it and have nothing to show for it at the end of the day. Okay? It shows up in NBA and NFL. You give these young 20-year-old kids millions of dollars and they lose it all. Did you guys see this thing, Dallas Mavericks? There was an NBA basketball player walking around Dallas, broke and homeless, and Mark Cuban saw him and said, dude, what are you doing now? He's like, dude, I've lost all my money. And he's like, get in this car. I'm going to help you. I'm going to take care of you. He was 24 or something, right? And Mike Tyson's famously known for burning through $420 million that he made during the height of his boxing career and lost it all, down to zero in his bank account. And he's like back on a good path and he's getting it back the right way. But how do you get rid of that much money that quickly, right? Here's why. This is the formula. Somebody who is rich, but they get a broke mindset or they have a broke mindset. This is the lotto winners. This is Mike Tyson back in the day. They go broke. Somebody's broke and they have a broke mindset. They just stay broke, right? A rich person who has a rich mindset just stays rich, and then a broke person who has a rich mindset will become rich, all right? And so that's why it's so important to develop it. We have mindsets for every category of our life. You know, we say that very open-ended, but you guys have a fitness mindset, you have a money mindset, you have an emotion mindset, a relationship mindset. So we got to develop them if we want them to be prepared to receive, right? So here's something that's interesting, okay? From the age 0 to 7, everything that is said to you in that stage, you consider is fact, all right? You have no reason to challenge it because no one else is giving you other information. You're in a house and your parents, your guardians, whoever are just telling you things and you accept it as fact because they know, nobody knows better than mom and dad, right? But then when we get to 8 to 13, now we copy. That's when they start seeing them walk like their parents, talk like their parents. They model their friends. Where'd you learn that? Oh, my friends started saying that. Copying, right? Modeling. The parents in the room are laughing. Okay, 14 to 21, now every decision is based on social outcomes. Will this make me more popular? Will I get more followers? Will I get attention? Will that guy look at me? Will that girl look at me? I'm just doing it for social reasons. Who cares about anything else, right? So these are the things that we go through, but I want to bring it around to money, all right? So the big influences in these stages is what we hear, we see, and we experience, okay? So first off, let's talk about hearing things in regards to money, because I'm going to take money and weight loss and let you guys see examples of both. When you were young, in the household, did you hear things like this? Money is the root of all evil. Money doesn't buy happiness. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. We can't afford that. I'm not made of money. You think money is grown on trees, right? These are any of these positive? But if they're said on repeat, all right? If I handcuff you to a chair and I put it on a stereo and press play and walk out for 7 years, what do you think your mindset's going to be about money? It's a pretty negative thing, right? It's verbal conditioning. When we hear something over and over and over again, we believe it as fact. And I'm going to show you guys how this shows up in weight loss. But I want to point this out because if you say, oh, shoot, I say this. My family says this. I got to get out of that, right? And I've gone through this workshop with my clients. I say, hey, don't beat yourself up. There's a way to change it, all right? And it's just what we're saying, our vocabulary, and the quality of our questions. To state, I can't afford that, people say that to you, I can't afford the boot camp membership, where I change it to cut off that T. We've all seen that photo. How can you afford it? Because I can't is very definitive, it's done. I can't, I'm done. My brain does not bring me solutions when I say can't. I can't afford that and my brain shuts off. When I say, how can you afford it? Your brain goes to work of like, well, I could sell this at the house. I don't ever use it anymore. And I guess I could ask for extra hours at the office. And maybe I could do this and maybe I could do that. And then your brain brings you solutions, right? But it all comes down to the questions you ask it. You ask it bad questions, you get bad answers, okay? So now in terms of money, now we're gonna talk about seeing. What did you see, okay? Monkey see, monkey do. Remember that second phase? There's a story about a woman that cuts off both edges of the ham. And here's what happened, okay? One night, mom's making ham, she cuts off both sides. And her daughter stops her and says, why do you cut off both ends of the ham? And she's like, you know what? I don't know. As I was growing up, my grandma, or my mom did it, your grandma. Why don't we call her and find out what's the hack behind it? But this is just always how I prepared ham. Hey, grandma, ring, ring, ring. What's up? Hey, why did you cut off both ends of the ham? And she's like, I don't know. My mom did it too. And I just always did it. I never questioned it. Why don't we call her? Ring, ring, ring. Hey, great grandma, why do you cut off both ends of the ham? Oh, let me tell you, we were growing up in the Bronx. There's small apartments, and they had even smaller ovens. The ham would not fit, so I had to cut off both sides, put it in a pan, and then boom, it would get in the oven. And so they're like, holy cow, monkey see, monkey do. I just grew up, you did it, mom, so I did it. But I never questioned why until someone brought it up, okay? What are we doing with our spending, our money mindset, just out of habit because that's what we saw growing up, okay? That's there to question. And so here's the truth. They say some people model their parents and some people rebel. Oftentimes, your outward-facing life doesn't look the same. Career maybe is different, home life's different, what you drive, any of these types of things are different. But what you tend to copy from them is the emotions. Emotions get copied and caught by they say emotions are not caught, they're taught, or they're caught, they're not taught. So like, if mom or dad's always angry, you might have a different outward looking life based on career, what you drive, all these things, but you might still have those emotions, right? And so that's why we got to show those emotions to our kids and the people we look after. All right, so the example is mom and dad might be frugal, I'm gonna overspend, I'm gonna rebel. But sometimes we copy. We say, hey, I'm gonna be like them in some areas of our life and we rebel in others. So the things that we gotta look out for is with money, What did we copy? What did we see, right? Mom and dad frugal, or do they overspend? And then how did we respond, and how did we grow up, right? And then the final thing is the experience, okay? When you're young, did you experience things that might have been negative because of money? Was it arguments, vacations, birthday, Christmas? And there's a story about this too, about Josie, the broke nurse. So she's out to eat with her family at a Chinese buffet, and mom and dad are arguing, and dad stands up and hits his fist and says, enough, we can afford it, we'll figure it out. And right then he starts choking on whatever he was eating at the Chinese buffet, some chicken. He starts, choking and choking, falls to the ground. Josie goes over, they're trying to help him, try to give him the Heimlich, nothing's working, and he basically dies in her arms, all right? And so what Josie ended up doing is, interesting enough, becoming a nurse, saving lives. Didn't have that choice until that happened. And then they also called her Josie the broke nurse because she always spent her check out and spent it all within a few days. Until someone said, why do you do that? She went and got the therapy, she discussed it, and finally came to terms that I attach pain to money because my dad died having an argument about money. So the minute I got some, I got rid of it. I just, as soon as I had it in my bank account, I didn't want anything to do with it, so I spent it. All right, and so this is meant to teach you guys, there's a lot of emotions going on up here. There's triggers from our childhood. We gotta stop and evaluate them and ask ourselves, hey, how does this translate to fitness? Is what I'm saying to somebody about money or about them being able to afford it my own beliefs? Am I bringing my own beliefs into the conversation, or am I here just to talk about them, right? Because they got their own set of beliefs. So if I throw mine in there, this is gonna get ugly really fast. This is gonna get complicated, all right? Now let's talk about it from a weight loss, all right? You guys will probably see this. Verbal conditioning. Our family's big bone. We have slow metabolisms. Our culture loves carbs. Said over and over in the household, we're big bone, we're big bone, we're big bone. I don't know about you guys, but I have not heard of any big bone skeleton discovered that someone dug up a grave and said, oh my God, this family had really big bones. They're like dinosaurs. Like, look at this. It doesn't exist. But it's a nice, beautiful lie of why we're overweight. It's what we're eating. It has nothing to do with our bones. But I believe it if I'm 0 to 7 and this is being said repetitively in my house, just like saying we can't afford that. So when I grow up, I guess I can't afford that because that's what I accepted as fact. Or my family's big bone. The other one, our culture loves carbs. I would argue every culture does. I don't know one culture that wakes up and eats meat every day and like just hunted animals and then just dead rabbits and then we go to bed. Like that's it. There is no vegetables, there is no carbs. Every culture is built off of potatoes, rice, and bread. You can't say our culture, you mean humans. Humans love carbs. So again, a lie. This is what, I think it's later, but basically Craig Rochelle, one of my favorite leadership guys, he says, a lie accepted as truth will be the truth. So this is not true. There is no such thing as big bones, but if it is perpetuated throughout my childhood and said over and over again, it's a complete lie, but I will believe it to be true if I accept it, right? So a lie accepted as truth will be truth. And these are the things that we see in fitness, right? How many fitness lies exist? Strength training will make women bulky. How much time are we over and over trying to battle against that, right? So we want to belong to a tribe. If we ever feel like we're breaking the tribe's unwritten rules, this is where we will self-sabotage. So that's what might have been going with your guys' client that I brought up earlier. His family, if they're overweight and he's the only one getting healthy, he's breaking the unwritten rule of the tribe. I need to get back into my tribe. I need to gain weight again. And that's, again, that's the mindset stuff, guys. It's some screwed up stuff that we're dealing with, right? This isn't just simple eat this, eat that. We want to be part of a tribe. Our tribe is, we all knew without, did I have to say on the email, everybody dressed fitness casual? Would have been weird if I came in a tuxedo and I presented to you guys. That's our tribe. We're fitness people. That would, Dustin, you're breaking the unwritten rule. This is fitness. Don't you know how this career works, right? I could totally get away with just basketball shorts and show up and do a workshop. That's our tribe. Again, families are a tribe. You got a work tribe. Coaches have a tribe. There's tribes that why people get on board with certain workouts or diets. I want to be part of a tribe. I want to be a group of people. We're all working together on something. So when it comes to weight loss, some people identify as the fat tribe, right? They're like, that is me. And if I leave that tribe, there's only two solutions. Either I try to find new people, a new tribe. I'm like, I'm done with the fat tribe. I'm joining healthy tribe. That's what you guys try to create here, right? Is to create like, if no one else is going to support you at home or at work, you got it here. We're your new tribe. But if we self-sabotage, if there's a problem about self-worth or worthiness or like, I don't deserve it, I need to get back, our identity shifts and we do things to self-sabotage to put us back into the tribe we believe to be in. How does this pertain to money and sales? That's the broke person that won the lotto. This is not my tribe. I'm hanging out with all these rich people. I got all these money. I'm in these nice hotels. No. This isn't me. Identity kicks in. Get rid of the money. I'm back at the trailer park. These are my people. I got to get back to my tribe. And we do that subconsciously. There's no one wakes up and says, today I'm getting rid of my money, or today I'm going to self-sabotage my weight loss. It's one little decision daily, and then you fast forward 2 years and you find yourself in a whole different place, right? So again, I wanted to show you guys the stark comparison of it applies when it comes to money and it applies to mindset. It applies or weight loss. It applies to a lot of different things. Okay, C. If I grow up driving through fast food lanes and that's all I see, that's a parent raising a future fast food customer because they're teaching them how to order, where to go to order. They tend to eat at the same restaurants, modeling what mom and dad did. Mom, where does food come from? I don't know. It comes from the people in the fast food lane. Or does it come from the grocery store, right? They don't ask you these things. They catch it. They watch you. And they model what you do. And that's why we all fight to teach our clients to cook and to teach their kids how to cook and how to show their way around the kitchen, because a fast food parent will raise fast food kids. And the cycle will continue until somebody interrupts it. And not saying that that's the only solution. There's meal prep, right? There are convenient solutions, but it's like showing people to do that because they will then pass that down to their kids. And now we're talking about major impact, guys, generational impact. You're not just helping that individual, you're helping their kids and their kids' kids, right? That's huge. Showing them how to boil an egg and bake a chicken, right? So that's seeing, that's the modeling. And then finally, oh, sorry, there's more on seeing. This is another thing, guys. Again, big eye opener for me. Precision Nutrition actually did this study. They reviewed 31 of the top G and PG movies from the years 2012 to 2015, okay? Here's what they found. In those movies, there was an overweight stigma. Every overweight character was portrayed as being dumb, lazy, gluttonous, malicious, evil, or bullies, okay? There was verbal insults about body size in 85% of the movies they went through. 85% of the movies somehow remarked body shape or body size in a negative way. And I just put some pictures of like, these are all the dummies that I can think about, right? They're all not smart and they're known for being fat and dumb. Homer, Cartman, right? And then this was a quote that I saw in Ice Age. Hey, fatso, you want to come and get me out of here? Come on, pretend I'm a dessert. That should motivate you. And so it's said with a silly voice, but when you read it, you're like, holy crap, my kids are watching that. Remember, see the fast food? What am I seeing, right? This creates self-sabotage. Uh-oh, fat people are evil, they're dumb, they're lazy. These are the evil examples, right? The bad guys. So when somebody grows up and becomes that, there's a lot of self-sabotage that can go in with it, right? They can start to talk to themselves negatively. I'm a bad person. How did I let myself get here? Am I really creeping up at 200? These are things they start saying to themselves, and they start to feel bad about themselves, right? And then experience, guys. So like when I went shopping, my mom would introduce me and say, where's your jeans at? I need husky size for my son, Dustin. That's literally like me, memories of going into Mervyn's and Target and all these stores. Like she would say that and I would be so embarrassed. Like, why do you gotta tell the freaking retailer lady right when we walk in, this is my son, Dustin, he needs the husky jeans, where can I find them? Thanks a lot, Mom. But what does that identify me as, right? Like now I start to tell myself, Dustin the husky kid, right? So, this is my son, Shy Logan, right? I don't want to say that over and over because what does he believe as he grows up? I'm a shy person. But who gave him that belief, right? Verbal programming. Every time I do it, this is Shy Logan, this is Shy Logan, this is Shy Logan. Why would I want to set him up for that, right? Saying things, right? Experiences. Hey, we wake up and we eat cereal every morning. Like, if you experience that, what do you think you're going to grow up and do, right? People who can't ride the roller coaster, they weigh too much, they can't fit, whatever. The doctor has to have a tough talk with you. These are all things that get like burned into someone's brain and makes them feel like very emotional when it comes to their weight, right? And it makes them basically create rhino thick skin, where it gets harder and harder to open up and talk about what's going on in their life and to share these things with people. Till the right person, you guys come in and pull it out of them. But the more they see, the more they hear, and the more they experience that their weight is the root of all the problems, the more that they kind of just hide within themselves, right? So that's what we got to, point out here. So remember, our mindset is caught, it's not taught. Verbal programming, what we see, what we hear, modeling what we see, specific incidences, what we experience, it all goes into it, because this to me is the hierarchy of fat loss. People will come in and say, I need to exercise, I need to eat better, and I need a little bit of motivation. But it's how are you thinking from your mindset, your childhood, right? Then you need to change what you eat. What you eat makes you gain weight. What you eat will make you lose weight. And then you can throw in some training because it'll make you feel good, just getting a good pump and getting some blood flowing, right? So there's what there was. A person's way of thinking, opinions, and beliefs. That's mindset. Beliefs are when you have a thought over and over and it creates a feeling. So remember I said, keto, how does it make you feel? Keto does how it make you feel? And if you get angry every single time, it's because it doesn't align with your belief. But if you get excited, you're like, it's gonna change their life. I love keto, I love keto. You've attached a positive feeling to that word. Remember I said earlier, you attach the meaning to the word. Well, when I brought up the see, hear, experience, all those things trigger memories, trigger feelings. I just brought mine up. This is Dustin, the husky kid. A feeling, right? About jeans. I don't like wearing jeans very often. I stay away from jeans. Jeans trigger me, right? So what are we bringing into a sales situation? That's kind of what I'm getting at. We're going back to the childhood and we're bringing it forward to now, all right? So the first thing I want to bring up where your money mindset shows up is if you've ever unsold somebody, all right? What the heck is that, Dustin? How do you unsell somebody? You talk them out of buying, okay? I get it, Ms. Jones, if you can't afford our membership, because I can't either. Why did you have to say that? Why did you have to bring up your financial situation into the conversation? Is that money mindset speaking up, right? You are always removed. This is a person buying something and the product. That's it, that's involved. We're not involved with that, right? I've heard things like, oh, I know you probably don't like contracts. I've been burned by them too. Again, notice how you put an I statement in there that doesn't need to be there. Or lack of confidence. Let me know when you're ready to get started. Whenever you want to get ready, Mr. Jones, which leaves it very open-ended. The ball's in their court and you're probably never going to get a call back, right? And not just being aggressive and asking for the sale. So let me answer these one by one. Number one, when you bring your own situation into it, you're, number one, affirming that they're not needing to sign up. When you say, it's okay, you can't afford it, I can't afford it either. I don't have a coach. I couldn't afford to pay $150 a month. I've been burned by a contract too. Number one, you're just reinforcing that they're like, oh, okay, cool. You're making me feel good about not signing up and continuing. But number two is that you're also entering the conversation with you being involved in the transaction. And that just doesn't need to happen. For example, I don't run marathons. I should not go to the marathons with a megaphone and say, everybody go home. I forbid you to do this marathon because I don't like marathons, so everyone go home. You cannot do marathons because Dustin said, right? I'm invoking in their happiness. I'm interjecting myself and stopping everybody from what makes them happy. They're happy. So I should not enter a sales conversation and interject what happened with me and my history with money or companies that have done me wrong and interject in this person buying something, right? And so an example I'll share with you guys, like how does this translate to the real world? So there was a client that was gonna sign up, or sorry, she was already a member and she was moving in with her boyfriend. And the boyfriend said, just so you know, I'm canceling your boot camp because I'm not paying $150 for you to go to the gym. You need to go just get a $10 gym membership. He's never been there, so he doesn't realize we're personal training. And so team reached out to me and they said, what should we do, Dustin? And I said, you should send the boyfriend the paid in full. And they said, what? $1,500? He's not gonna pay in full. He just said he can't do 150. And they're like, I don't think he can afford that. And I said, you notice what you just said right now? I don't think he can afford that? Who are you to tell him what he can afford and can't afford? I said, send it and we'll find out. They send the message and he says, hell yeah, let's do the paid in full, run my card, because we save money, it ends up being 120 a month for 14 months versus 150. I ran the numbers, this is perfect, and then I don't have to have a monthly bill. But I said to that team member, did you notice how you almost cost us a sale and unsold because you entered with your opinion? Why do you have an opinion about if someone else? Some people even say, hey Dustin, I'm gonna be frank with you. I have a bias sometimes if someone can afford it. I hear what they do for work. I judge them by what they're wearing, their outward appearance. I judge them what they're driving. And so maybe I'll just ask them once and I'll walk away. I said, you notice how there's a lot of you in there doing a lot of thinking and a lot of opinionating? Is that fair? Is that person getting a less experience or less offer because of you doing that outward judging? Like, I knew a millionaire that owned 4 different mobile home parks, and you could not tell by looking at him. He wore shirts with holes in them. So I said, hey, that's you unselling. That's your money mindset. You got to do that inner work, right? And then the next one, guys, is lack of confidence. So like if I'm all pepped up and energetic when we're talking about this, which we can be, oh my God, that protein's so good. Our challenge, it's going to help you, Mrs. Jones. These workouts, I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to give you the energy. Just show up. I'll be there for you. Oh, and if you want to sign up, it's $147 a month. And yeah, like, did you want to do that? And like my energy changed and I started getting awkward. My body language changed. That signals something's up. And people don't trust people that have a change in energy when a certain situation or a category or topic comes up. So when money comes up, if you start getting awkward, you can't hold eye contact, you start walking sheepishly, you start looking down, that's unselling. But why is that even happening? There's some sort of money mindset. Money makes you uncomfortable, but you're costing a sale because of that background that you're bringing up, right? And then the final thing is just simply not asking for it. Saying open-ended terms like, so let me know. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready, just let me know. This person, by design, is a procrastinator, right? They procrastinate on what to eat, and that's why they find themselves in the fast food lane. They procrastinate on getting to the gym, and that's why they never go to the gym. If you give them another decision, they'll go to their default setting, procrastination. So you gotta ask for that sale. Hey, so I'm ready to change your life. Are you ready to do this? Are you all in? That's me laying down the hammer and saying, let's go, right? And being very direct. That's what they need so that they, number one, sign up and you can impact them, because that's influence, selling. If I don't influence you to sign up, how can I impact you? Guess what? They're gonna leave, they're gonna wake up tomorrow, they're still not gonna be happy with their body, they're just gonna choose to give their money to somebody else. They're gonna buy a Peloton. They're gonna get a Planet Fitness membership, they're gonna buy Hydroxycut fat burning pills. The money still gets spent, it just doesn't get spent with you because of the inability to influence and persuade me that you're the solution I'm looking for. I'm not sold, right? I'm gonna go find something that I believe is the solution I need, right? So just be aware of that and don't unsell, right? Is this helpful for you guys?
Yeah.
Good. Yes, sir.
What's your time frame? Let's look at the 3-no scenario. So you want to wait for 3 no's.
Yep.
What is that time frame? Is it like, you get that first no, you begin to ask them then those questions of like, okay, well, explain to me why, or what is it, what's preventing you, what's stopping you? And then you ask them again.
So our,
You understand what I'm asking?
yeah. So our system is the first pitch is upon 50% of the completion of the trial. So if you're on a 4-week, it's on week 3, the beginning of week 3, so they're halfway done. If it's on a 6-week, it's around week 4. So that's the first pitch. So if I come to you, hey man, you're doing great, you're already down 5 pounds, I've seen so many positive things. Again, we make sure to point out a lot of non-scale victories because they will only focus on the scale. Like, why are you talking about membership? I've lost 2 pounds. You lost 2 pounds, but man, I gotta tell you, your endurance has gone way up. I've seen your strength go up. You seem to be, standing up a little taller, maybe a little bit of posture change. You got more energy. I see you going the whole 30 minutes without breaks. Like, there's some good things happening here. I'm really proud of you. So you gotta overload the results, 80% of it being non-scale, because they're probably not seeing a whole lot at 2 to 3 weeks in. Then you gotta say, I wanna keep working with you. I want you to know I'm really excited the direction we're going. So I wanted to ask you, the challenge is coming to an end really soon here, just a couple weeks. Do you want to continue with us afterwards and then I just go right into the price point. For us, it's $37 a week. So I said, do you want to continue with us for just $37 a week so we can keep getting these awesome results together? And that's the first pitch, right? No, I can't. Oh man, I didn't know it was gonna be that. I can't afford it, right? Okay, cool. A lot of people do better when they just can sleep on it, right? You know, that's not the high pressure day. High pressure day is probably gonna be the third time I ask. Second time, hey, so I know you said no, but I just wanna know, did anything change? You know, like, did you have some more time to think about it? Like, is there another reason you can't really sign up, or is it really, and then I'll mention their first reason. And that opens the door because almost every time the first response you get is not the truth. Almost every time. I can't afford that. So like literally tomorrow, if you got a $150 bill, you would be out on the street in a cardboard box. That's how like tight your finances are. No, but they believe that, right? And the other thing is you just haven't persuaded them, because if Jillian Michaels opened a gym in your town and she says 150 bucks, the person will go over there and hand her that. So all it means is I don't believe that this is the solution I need, right? And so if you say, hey, again, don't get too caught up in trying to be their financial planner. Sometimes we can like, it's only $5 a day, it's a cup of coffee, it's a Starbucks. I've never seen someone say yes after they heard that. You know what, you're right, it is only $5, sign me up. What was I thinking? I'm a fool. They can do the math, they know what it is. Instead, it's build more value. So tell me, what's the plan? My second pitch is the what's the plan pitch. So, you know, first off, I asked, what you told me, was that the real reason, or was there something else holding you back? And then they'll explain. I'll say, cool. So what's the plan? If you don't continue here, what do you think you're gonna do? Because I know you still want, and I'll insert goal, you still want to lose 40 pounds. And then they'll give you some version of like, basically, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I guess I'll go to the gym. Maybe I'll try going for a run. I don't know, maybe I'll download an app, but they just want to get you off their trail and say, okay, has any of those worked for you in the past? So now you're really like putting their feet to the fire. So why don't we try to figure out how we can help you stay here? What could we do to make it possible for you to stay here? And that question creates an opening for solutions. What can we do? And you know, of course, it's within your ability. You can't say, yes, you can stay here for $20 a month. They can't ask you to discount it, but you're getting them to start thinking differently because they've said that to themselves, I can't afford it, I can't stay, I can't. So you're just trying to coach them with I can statements. How can we get you to stay? How can we get you the results here? Because you know the other programs are not gonna work for you. So that's me being a little bit more aggressive. You see, I'm kind of turning up the pressure. And by the third one, I'm like, what? I straight up don't even do any like soft talk. It's like, what do we gotta do for you to stay here? Because we want you to be part of our family for a long time. And like literally, that's the text, that's the phone call, or me approaching them on the floor. Is I'm like, hey, I'm really bummed that you're leaving. What do we gotta do to keep you to stay here, right? And now I'm just really getting straight to the matter. And so if they're like, hey, thank you, you've brought it up twice now, and this is the third, like, but it's not gonna happen. I'm like, all right, fair enough. And I'll just say, here's the deal. We're gonna part ways, but we're gonna remain friends. The door's always open. The minute you can, call me, I'm ready to do this. And it's always from a place of impact. It's never like talking about the money and like, I want your money, give me your money. It's always about their goals, the NSVs they've been accomplishing, and just pointing out what you've done in the past hasn't worked. And I'm actually gonna bring that up a little bit here too. So good question though, sir. So here's how you guys develop your professional skills, because that's the trait. Number one, does everybody know what they charge at their gym for membership? No. All right, I'm getting some yeses. Okay, so you gotta know your prices at the, again, I know I got a million stories for you guys, but here's a real example when I was in New York. Have you guys heard of Blink Fitness? Do we have them in Texas? I don't think we do. They're in New York, okay. Standard gym, walk in, you can do a day pass, it's by my hotel. Walk in, hey dude, I'm here for a week, can I get a week pass? And he's like, we don't have week passes, we only have a day and then a membership. I was like, all right, how much is a day? He's like, it's 20 bucks every day. And so it's gonna rack up if you're here for 7. So he's like, how about this? You know, how about we get you the membership, but we cancel it right after. So you're just buying a month and it's almost equivalent to a day pass. So, you know, he's basically saying 20 bucks. And then I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, but there will be a sign-up fee and a cancellation fee. So it might be more like 2 days of a day pass. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, so how much is this gonna be? And he's like, I don't know, and he started clicking around. And so I kind of got the idea, okay, this is the first time he's making this deal happen. And he starts clicking around and he's like, well, it's actually not letting me do this. And you know, I don't know if I can. And I was like, this guy doesn't have any product knowledge. He doesn't know what's going on in the gym that he works at every single day. He doesn't know how to run his system. He couldn't find anything on the computer. He didn't know the numbers at the tip of his tongue. And that's how any good professional should be. They should know their numbers. Like, we're X amount a week, we're X amount a month. Are you in? Because that shows confidence and that shows that you know your stuff, right? But if you're like, you know what, I don't know how much it is. Let me go look it up. Hey, so-and-so, how much is that? You just lost the buyer's confidence, okay? So that's the number one thing, is know what you charge. Believe in what you charge. We just hit that with the R2 chart. Be confident when you're closing. Don't let the energy dip off when you bring up money. Hey, Mr. Jones, I'm gonna help you lose weight. I'm gonna help you gain energy. I'm gonna help you gain confidence, and it's only $37 a week. So what do you say? You ready to do this? Boom, my energy stayed the same. And that's why I tell coaches, hey, when you're selling, start with the stuff that gets you excited naturally. You probably get excited talking about results. You get excited talking about nutrition and training and getting their body transformed. So that's a very easy segue to then go into price because your energy's high. But if you start on price and that's not exciting to you and it kind of like makes you feel uncomfortable, it's probably not going to go up from there. It's going to be hard to get that energy up. So start with stuff that gets you excited, talking about things that you want to do for this client, and then bring up the price and just remind yourself, I just got to maintain that energy, right, the whole time, okay? Get competitive. You guys should be talking smack to each other. It should be like the Wolf of Wall Street. I got 2 sales this week, baby. You suck. You got none. You better get your game up, right? Get competitive. We're competitive as people, as coaches, right? We want to win, right? We're winners. So tap into that. Make it a alpha competition, right? One-upping each other. And then the other thing is, if you guys were like triggered by anything when I brought up money mindset, the number one like healing method, or the number one way to kind of work through that, is to simply talk about money more. Okay, that's it. If you just don't feel comfortable about it, you're probably just not talking about it a whole lot. So you can say, how much money is this? How much money is that? I wonder how much money that company makes. I'm gonna look up, 10 ways to do this, and just start talking about it. Talk about it with your family, talking about it with your coworkers, talking about it with clients, all right? I did this with my clients. We did a 30-day mindset, or it was Monday night mindset. And the number one thing they brought up was like, hey, I'm a school teacher, it's summer, we don't get paid a whole lot, and my son wants a new phone and this and this, and I just went right into my talk I gave you guys. I said, okay, everything you said is we can't afford it. I'm on a tight budget. Start asking yourself, Mrs. Client, how can I make the money? And I started saying, like, you got random crap around your house? Because when I moved, I sold $6,000 worth of stuff just in cupboards and garages and just random crap, stuff I'll never touch again, Christmas decorations, equipment, fitness equipment, just old electronics I don't touch anymore. Like, and I made, that was our furniture budget when we moved to Texas. Just random crap, just selling everything around our house we don't want anymore. And I said it was very cleansing to have, like, open my cabinet and there was 2 things. And it was like, I went minimalist, hardcore. And I said, and I found a bunch of money laying around in my house, right? So it's like, hey, Mrs. Jones, can you do that? She's like, I've been totally meaning to clean out the garage. I've been totally meaning to clean out my room. I got so much makeup and all kinds of stuff that I could sell, workout clothes and shoes and like jewelry. Like, oh my God, Dustin, you're right. My son only wants, she changed it from my son only needs $500 to upgrade. And I was like, you see how that mindset switch? Like, that's nothing. I was like, guess what? If your car started like clink, 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 making a weird sound, and you take it to the mechanic, he's like, yeah, we found it, but it's gonna be $500. Would you just say, well, that's it, walking away from the car, that's a wrap? Or would you find $500? And I said, these unexpected life occurrences pulls your mindset into that place. I said, your job is to just live there all year long. You have an unexpected $500 car bill every single day of the week, 7 days a week. Where are you gonna find that money, right? And I said, that changes it from like a growth mindset, like, oh my God, all right? I know a gym owner that a coach was so frustrated with the bands I was snapping that his coach did all this sourcing, all this research, he looked into it, and he made, in his opinion, the best mini band for gym owners and coaches because he knew they were just burning through them. And I know we are, like every month, it's a buy another 10-pack on Amazon and they just snap and they're pieces of crap, right? So he said, I wanna do this. And so that gym owner backed him. He did all the design work and now they're selling them on Amazon and they're making great money together. And the truth is, he just said, hey, I love coaching, but I just want to make some side money. And so he found a service, a product that helps a lot of people so that he can create a passive income, right? So that's, again, that's what happens when you ask yourself for solutions. You're like, hey, what can I do? Instead of saying, I can't do that, I can't afford it, brings the wrong response, right? Instead of how can I, right? So in terms of this next segment, I'm gonna take a pause and ask, do you guys have any questions? I know there's a lot of information I threw at you.